A very warm welcome, everyone. This paper presentation is on robust real-time object detection framework developed by Paul Viola and Michael Jones. This paper presentation is done by Racha Saichandar and MVNC Raidu for the course Computer Vision at IIT Tirupati. So moving on to the route map. So first we will discuss about the publication of the paper, and then we'll move on to the introduction part, and then we'll describe the working and the architecture of the Viola Jones method, and then we'll have a quick wrap up of the summary and the applications. About the paper. So this paper is published at IJCV, that is International Journal of Computer Vision, in 2001 under Cambridge Research Laboratory. It is one of the first object detection framework to provide competitive object detection rates in real time in the year 2001. So it describes a visual object detection framework that is capable of processing images at extremely high rates with high detection accuracies. Although it can be trained on a variety of object classes, but their primary motivation was of the problem of solving the face detection. It is one of the most successful and widely used detectors of all time. Moving to the about the authors. So Michael J. Jones is a computer vision researcher who currently works at MERL. He has got his doctorate from MIT in the year 1997. He is the co-inventor with Paul Viola of the Viola-Jones face detection method. He has also won several awards like ICCV 2003 Marr Prize and CVPR Longworth Higgins Prize winner. Paul Viola. Paul Viola is a computer vision researcher, a former MIT professor, and a vice president of science for Amazon Air. He is best known for his similar works on facial recognition and machine learning. He is a holder of 57 patents in the areas of advanced machine learning, web search, data mining, and image processing. He is also the co he's also he has also won the Marr Prize in the year 2003. He is the author of more than 50 research academic papers with over 56,000 citations. So moving on to the second aspect of the route map, that is the introduction part. So there are three key important contributions made by Paul Viola and Michael Jones. They are integral image, AdaBoost, and cascading. So integral image is a new image representation which allows our detector to be computed very quickly. So AdaBoost is a classifier and a machine learning algorithm which selects a small number of visual features and yields an extremely strong classifier. So moving on to cascading architecture. So it is a final architecture where the classifiers of the AdaBoost are placed in a sequential manner to allow a fast computation and to discard the objects. So this face detection system is clearly distinguished from its previous approaches in the year 2001 as it is a breakthrough paper in the face detection uh, during the year 2001. As given by them, operating on 384 by 288 pixel images, it runs at a rate of 15 frames per second on a conventional 700 megahertz Intel Pentium 3. So the next point that we're going to discuss is the training part. So as it is mentioned that its training is slow, but its detection is very fast. So in typical machine learning algorithms, training an architecture or a model requires much more time, and it takes days even to converge to a point. So once we are having the files of the training, then the detection is very fast. So it can be implemented on a wide range of small low power devices, including handhelds and embedded processors. So I've also tested this physically using the Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi works on a 5 volts battery, and it really runs at a good 20 FPS on a Raspberry Pi camera system. And it runs on a 5-volt battery, so I guess it is really efficient in small low power devices with a 2 GB RAM device. It is implemented even on low embedded devices, and it is able to achieve 2 FPS per second. That is really a good achievement for a face detector. So moving on to the third aspect of the route map, that is the working architecture. So there are four main processes involved in the detection. That is Haar features, integral image, AdaBoost, and cascading. So we'll discuss about the Haar features first. So first we will give a brief insight into the edge detection. So what is edge detection? So here we are having an image and we are having a convolution kernel. So what it does is this convolution kernel is acted upon the image and will get output feature map. Here you can see that the horizontal edges are visible and the vertical edges are not clearly visible. So what this convolution kernel does is it maximizes the horizontal edges and it minimizes the display of the vertical edges. So it is a horizontal edge detector. So what Haar features do? So Haar features are also typical convolutional kernels which are used to detect the presence of the given feature in a given image. So let us suppose that we are having an image of a person. So if we are able to detect a person, so we need a kernel such that it can distinguish face from other regions in the given image. So those type of feature maps are called as HAR features. So as shown here, these are the different type of HAR features used by Viola Jones. So the white rectangle here describes the value of 1 and the black rectangle describes the value of -1. So what it does is, so these HAR features are applied on a given image, and then the white regions are subtracted with the black regions to get the output feature map. So as you can see here, this is a HAR feature that is applied on the eyes, and this is a HAR feature that is applied on the nose region. So Viola-Jones algorithm uses a 24 cross 24 window as a base window and start evaluating these features at any given image. So now what happens if we consider all the possible HAR features like position, scale and the type in a single 24 cross 24 window? So we end up getting about 1,60,000 plus HAR features in a single 24 cross 24 window, which is really high. So now the solution to the problem is either we have to reduce the number of HAR features, like only get relevant features, or either we have to reduce the computation cost. So reducing the computation cost comes under the integral image part. So what integral image does? So it is clear that the number of rectangular HAR features to be evaluated each time are very high. So they have come up with a very neat technique to reduce the computation rather than summing up all the pixel values under the white and black rectangle each time. So what integral image does is, it is a sum of all pixels under a rectangle uh, which are above and left to the coordinate x comma y. So what typically it does is, for any given region, the area can be calculated by just having the intensity values of the four corners of the rectangle. So it is explained here. So this is a typical 3 cross 3 image with all unit values in it. So the integral image, so let this be the point 1 comma 1. So at this point, the sum of the integral image is the sum of all the values to the left and to the above of at the coordinate 1 comma 1. So what the value it takes is the sum of all these pixels. So the value here is 4. So let us take this example. So at this point, the sum of all the values to the left and to the right is 9. So the integral image value is 9. So let us dive into one more example. So here we are having a rectangular patch with four rectangle patches A, B, C, and D with their coordinates 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you want to calculate the area in the region D, so all we have to do in the integral image is calculate the sum of the values at the diagonal points 1 comma 4 and subtract it with the values at the diagonal points 2 comma 3. So sum of all pixels in D is the sum of values at 2 comma 4 and subtract the values of the sum at 2 comma 3. So that gives the area of the region D. So now moving on to Adaboost algorithm. So as explained previously, there are approximately 1,60,000 plus HAR features in a single 24 cross 24 base detector, and it needs to be calculated every time. But we have to understand that all the HAR features are not relevant, and there are some HAR features which are irrelevant as well. So let us dive into an example to explain this concept. So these are the different HAR features that we have extracted in a 24 cross 24 window. So here there is a image of a person given, and the task given here is to identify the identify the nose of the person. So what are the characteristics of a nose of a person when it is captured by a camera? So the bridge of the nose is bright when compared with the surrounding regions. So if you are having a kernel where the center rectangle has some higher value when compared with the boundaries, so that becomes a relevant feature in detecting the nose of a person. So as explained here, the bridge of the nose is having higher value when compared with the borders of the kernel. So this is a relevant feature. So in the in the other example, there is a the same photo is given where the task is to identify the lip region of a person. So as it is clearly visible here that this lip is not this HAR feature is clearly not that good feature in extracting the lip region. So what is Adaboost? So as explained earlier, AdaBoost is a machine learning algorithm which helps in finding only the best features among all the available features. That is 1,60,000 plus features. So all these features are found as a weighted combination in AdaBoost algorithm. So all these weighted algorithms combine together to form a single strong classifier, and that classifier is applied to a given window to detect whether a face is there or not. So each of the selected features are considered okay to be included if it can perform at least better than random guessing. So these features are also called as weak features. So what AdaBoost does is it constructs a strong linear classifier of these weak classifiers. So as shown here, so f of x is a strong classifier. So the weak classifiers are f1 of x, f2 of x, f3 of x. So these all belong to the 1,60,000 plus hard features. So what this training algorithm does is it takes some positive samples and negative samples and it will feed into the model to get the values of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3. So the best fitting of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3 gives a strong classifier. So now moving on to the fourth concept, that is cascading architecture. So the basic principles of Viola-Jones face detection algorithm is to scan the detector many times through the same image. That is each time with a new size. So even if an image contains one or more faces, it is obvious that excess amount of pixels or the region would still be negative. That is, it might not contain faces. So the algorithm should concentrate more on discarding the non-faces quickly and spend more time on probable phase regions. So hence a strong classifier formed out of linear combination of all best features is not a good option as it might increase the computation cost. So what we have to do is it should be composed of stages where at each stage it should be able to distinguish whether a face is there or not, and it should discard there immediately. So as shown here, the input is passed through the stage 1 of the classifier, and then it is checked whether face is there or not. So if the face is not present, it discards the input immediately, so thereby reducing computation burden. So all the HAR features are grouped into several stages such that the computation burden is reduced. So this is the important cascading algorithm that the Paul Weil and Michael Jones have used in their robust face detection. So now moving on to the summary part. So as I explained earlier, so there are four key concepts that govern the robust face detection model. So those are HAR features which help us in identifying the presence of a face or not, as they are good convolution kernels which help us in identifying the faces. So now moving on to the integral image, it helps in reducing computation cost. As we are able to determine the area of a rectangle by just using the four corners of the integral image. So now AdaBoost classifier, it helps in constructing a good classifier as it is using weighted sum of all the weak classifiers to form a strong classifier. So now in the cascading architecture, all these AdaBoost classifiers are cascaded into stages wise. So in order to still perform a good computation task and distinguish faces faster at each stage. So all the below mathematical formulations helped in building a good robust face detection system. So now moving on to applications. So it is widely used in object detection frameworks. So it can be used in even low powered devices as well. So as explained earlier, it can be run even on a Raspberry Pi with a 5 volt, which is running on a 5 volt battery. So it can be also used in a embedded hardware. A very low end embedded hardware systems can also be run at 2 FPS. That is really a good achievement. It can be also implemented in autofocus cameras. So it can be also used in rushy places like airports, shopping malls, theaters, where for the head count. So in order to count the number of heads or the number of people who have entered and exited, so this detection algorithm really helps a lot. But it might become a computation burden at some stages. So it can be also used in some of the face unlocking applications. Just like suppose if you want to have a facial filter, just like Snapchat. So in order to have some weird things on surrounding your face, so it really helps in it. We should really have a good info about the facial features that are present in order to construct those things. So HAR cascades really help them in constructing uh, good Snapchat filters. So that's it. So this is the end, and thank you.